حي على الفلاح.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. My brothers and sisters, if I were to ask you, which is it from the social media platforms that you use the most, what would you say? Can I hear the answers? TikTok. Wow, I had a feeling I would hear the TikTok, right? Any other platforms? Sorry? I can't hear you. Oh, TokTik. Instagram. What else? Yes. MashaAllah. Sorry, I can't really see the others, but subhanAllah, we've got a few answers here. The most popular of all of them is, the most popular of all of them on earth is, at the moment, TikTok. And to be honest with you, the way it's made is that when we're sitting with it, we would scroll and keep on scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, right? The time is ticking and talking, right? Tick, talk, tick, talk. That's what it is. And mashallah, if I were to ask you, is it good or is it bad? What would you say? Is it good or bad? What would you say? A lot of you are saying bad. To be honest with you, it depends how you use it. And yes, a lot of it might be a waste of time. Some of it might be, oh, haram. Remember one of the boys telling me, you know, I don't do the haram stuff. I just do the haram stuff, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, what's the difference? Haram means like haram stuff, but not the haram stuff. I just tried to have some husnul dhan, you know, I tried to think good of the youngster, and I thought maybe haram is referring to the major sins and haram is referring to the minor sins. Maybe. Because I can't think of something that's halal and something that's halal, you know. Can you imagine a guy saying this is halal? If that was the case when he says and the other one is halal, I would think, well, that's doubtful, right? It's doubtful. Because why did you repeat the term halal twice? But anything that has come to us in terms of technology, we cannot say all of it is haram and we cannot say all of it is halal. It's up to the way we use it. If you use it in a correct way, it's going to be good. If you use it to promote goodness, you get a reward. And if you use it to promote evil, you earn a sin. And if you just use it to waste time, then that's exactly what you're doing, wasting time. So don't say that it's bad, because it is like a knife. A knife is either used to do good things or sometimes to do bad things. It's up to you. If you're using the knife, for example, to cut your food items, to ensure that you're eating properly and so on, alhamdulillah, good, you've made good use of it. And if you're using it to hurt someone, to harm someone, to stab, etc., obviously you're responsible, and that's something that shouldn't be happening. So my brothers and sisters, we need to realize we have duties unto Allah. Do not compromise those duties because of the use of social media. The last few days we've been traveling from place to place, and I've had the opportunity to talk for a few moments about this subject. And I made mention of how a person, or should I say a lot of us, become a little bit oblivious of the time when they're on social media. You forget that, you know what, it's the time of salah, you need to be reminded. And the good from amongst us, when we are reminded, mashallah, we take heed, we get up, we fulfill the salah, and we might go back to what we were doing. But a fair number of us, we forget it to the degree that the salah time passes and we're still sitting on our phones. We're still sitting on our laptops. We're still sitting on our tablets and iPads. And the salah time came, but we didn't move. Am I right? Yes, I hear the yes means that you know what I'm talking about, right? Guilty. But if you needed to answer the call of nature, in other words, to go to the loo, what would happen? I see the youngsters there have laughed so loudly, I can tell you what they get up to. They would probably answer the call of nature with a phone in the hand, walking towards the loo, open the door, phone is still there, they're flicking it. Probably, pants down, they're still flicking it. Sit on the pan, still flicking it. You're peeing and you're still like, oh, still flicking it. You're done with your pee, you're still sitting and you didn't realize you're done with your pee. You're flicking it until someone knocks the door of the toilet. Hey, are you done? Oh, let me quickly sort out what I'm doing. That's the level and the extent to which we have gotten to. Because that type of forgetfulness or that level is what breeds the laugh that I heard from these guys. Am I right? Yes, it's true. Let's not let that happen. We're dignified human beings. How many of us are guilty of having taken our phones to the loo and having looked at the phone or dealt with it while we were answering the call of nature? I'm not going to ask you to show your hands because I know, well, it's quite, I can't really see everyone here because it's dark. That's, the crowd is not shown to me so much. But if I did, I think a lot of hands would go up. Who knows, maybe mine would go up as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us goodness. We need to be a little bit more disciplined, especially when it comes to the way we answer the call of nature as compared to answering the call to prayer, the call to success. When one happens, the call to success happens, sometimes we're oblivious of it completely. And when the other one happens, we answer it because it's a call of nature. Moving on, if we are to look at the content that we have online, there is good content, there is bad content, and there is content that is just a waste of time. Ask yourself, how do I use this technology? How do I use social media? How am I using this application? And remember, a lot of it should be made up of that which will benefit you one day when you meet with Allah, whether you like it or not. I know people say, well, I was just having fun. It's not wrong to have fun. We don't want to say it's haram. But make sure that the way you use it is not going to be embarrassing to you the day that Allah Almighty asks you to watch your own videos and then decide whether you deserve to go to heaven or the other direction. You might think, well, is Allah Almighty going to really ask me to see my videos? Well, the Quran says that Allah Almighty will put your deeds in front of you in a book form and ask you to go through it and see it. And Allah Almighty will say to us, اقرأ كتابك كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا. Read your book, read your own book, look at your own deeds, check what you've been doing, go through it, flip through the pages, and then you bear witness against your own self. Where do you think you deserve to go? On that day, we don't want to be embarrassed. And that's why we have a reminder. This is just a gentle reminder to say, listen, whatever we've done, make sure that it's going to be something that will benefit you, inshallah. Something that's not going to be embarrassing. You're going to see it in front of Allah. And you will regret or you will be happy. If you did good and others followed the goodness, you earn a reward for everyone that followed the good that you tried to teach. And if you did bad or evil and you called people towards bad, even if it was just a joke, you know what? You get a sin for everyone who followed the bad example. So set a good example. Nowadays you have the amount of retweets, the amount of likes and shares, the amount of repeats, the amount of times people mimic what you've said or what you've done. In the millions, in no time, it goes viral. But guess what goes viral? What goes viral? If you read a verse of the Quran, or if you give a good message of the hadith, do you think that will go as viral as if you were to do something silly? Which one will go more viral? Something silly. These young boys are answering me right here. Something silly would go viral, and something that's beneficial may not go as viral. You have millions and billions of views at some time, meaning with some posts, and if you look at the content of it, it's not only just a waste of time, but sometimes it's harmful. Sometimes it is calling in the wrong direction. A lot of us have mimicked some of the words and moved our bodies in sync with those words of songs of others without thinking for a moment, what on earth am I repeating? What on earth am I saying? What is this person saying? Sometimes it's vulgar in nature. Sometimes it's pornographic in nature. And we're repeating it. We're actually posting it with our own selves as though we're acknowledging and we're happy and excited about it, and others follow us. We can do better than that. Did you really have to? Just to gain the likes and the followers? Did you really have to do something haram, haram? I think that one would be haram, 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 right? 3, some of those words are so dirty, so pornographic. It's not just Islam that looks at it and cautions you about it. It's Christianity as well, it's Judaism as well. And most of the faiths have high values and morals that they preach and promote and teach and stand for. Come on, we can do better than that. So what I'm saying is, when you see something on social media and you'd like to mimic, you'd like to repeat, etc., ask yourself, is this vulgar? Is it pornographic in nature? Not in terms of what it looks like, but in terms of what is being said. The words can be so immoral, so unacceptable for a believer. It's not worth your while, because when you post that, in the same way that if you were to post a verse of the Quran and get a reward for every letter that is uttered, as well as everyone who benefited from it, you would get a sin if you posted something evil for everyone who listened to it, everyone who perhaps became attracted to it and reposted it, and it continued. And you know what? Shaitan is too intelligent. He makes people want to repost those type of posts more than this type of post, because he wants you and I to lose. May Allah Almighty grant us goodness. It's just a call. It's just a call to say, let's be responsible, inshallah, the way we use it. Think a little bit before you do things, both brothers and sisters. I called a youngster. I told him, do you know what? I want to speak to a crowd of people about social media, and I just want to see your phone. He says, no, Sheikh, you can't see my phone. I said, oh, so I'm not allowed. Why? Is there something private in it? He said, yes. I said, but you're a young man. Are you married? He says, no. I said, so what's so private about it you don't even want me to see? He said, no, I'll be embarrassed. Embarrassed about what? Who am I? I'm not going to tell anyone. He says, but you just told me you're going to give a big talk about it and you want to see. I said, the reason why I want to see it is I'd like to see the type of people you follow. I won't take your name, I won't embarrass you, but I just want to learn. He says, okay, deal. So I got his phone. I looked at Instagram to begin with. He was following a lot of girls, a lot of them, like so many. And I'm like, okay, what about the boys? What about the sheikhs? What about the, he says, but I follow you. I said, okay, I'm one guy. Anyone else? And you know what? There was a lack of people who promote goodness, those who are going to remind you of salah, zakah. I said, why don't you follow sheikh? He said, no, the way they talk and what they say, it just puts me off. Oh, okay. So when someone tells you pray 5 times a day, you're put off. When someone tells you dress appropriately, you're put off. When someone tells you read your Quran, you're put off. So what puts you on then? All these girls. May Allah Almighty grant us ease. So thank you so much for listening to this short message. I pray that it has increased you in a little bit of motivation and hope. And the same applies to all of us. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.